So the reason Judge Curry has this particular motion in front of her, has decided on the disqualification of Lindsay Halligan, is they needed someone outside of the Eastern District of Virginia. And this has been the case throughout. Just to take a big picture here, this is the fourth Trump appointed U.S. attorney who has been ruled disqualified, unlawfully appointed, illegitimately serving in her position. She follows in the footsteps of Alina Habba in the District of New Jersey, Sigal Chattah in the District of Nevada, and Bill Asaly in the Central District of California. This is the fourth Trump-appointed U.S. attorney in a row that when Trump chooses a loyalist to do his bidding outside the way that the Constitution prescribes and the U.S. Congress had prescribed in the Federal Vacancies Reform Act and other statutes that are applicable here, that this has to go to a judge outside the district because it is potentially conflict of interest. And what a federal judge has found today, and has gone farther than any of those other federal judges who have disqualified those other Trump-appointed purported U.S. attorneys, she has found that because she was the only person, Lindsay Halligan, in the grand jury room, that the cases must be dismissed. You had mentioned a little earlier that they are going to be dismissed without prejudice. We'll see, which would technically give the government room to try again, but the plot thickens. Judge Curry says in the James Comey indictment, she tackles an argument that prosecutors brought forward that the statute of limitations has not told because the indictment that the government had argued that the statute of limitations clock was paused, that it hasn't lapsed because the indictment told it. And she writes in a footnote that a invalid indictment would not do that. So there will be more litigation on this issue. I'm not going to say that this definitively answers that question, but let's just even imagine a world where the statute of limitations has not expired for James Comey and that he isn't fully free and clear. Let's just imagine that world for a second. This ruling says that the case, if it were to be pursued, has to go through a valid U.S. attorney, one with the advice and consent of the Senate, or one who could pass muster from the judges of the Eastern District of Virginia. Now, we know that there was no willing prosecutor in that district who was willing to take up the cases either against Letitia James or James Comey. So yes, this is a dismissal without prejudice.